Heritage legislation in India. The contents of my presentation shall include history, heritage, types of heritage, heritage value determination, importance of heritage legislation, history of heritage legislation, landmark judgments, and way forward. Prior to understanding what is heritage, let us understand what is history. History is a story of important events in an individual's life, or a community, or a state, or nation, or the entire mankind, that tell us the story of that particular time span. What are the sources of history? Oral history, literature, religious text, manuscripts, inscriptions, travelogues, and structures like architectural structures, caves, archaeological evidence, objects, etc. Importance of history. History convey to us the important aspects of our past, culture, traditions, way of living, religion, community, and how it shaped the entire society which is today. We learn from our history, how our ancestors dealt with the situations, good practices, mistakes, and much more. Our ancestors passed it to us. Now it is our duty to pass it to the next generation in good condition. Heritage. So, the sources of history, the objects which tell us what has happened in the past, they are the heritage. What is heritage? Tangible and intangible property possessing significant value, inherited by a person, a community, a state, a nation, or the entire mankind, that has passed from the previous generation to the next generation. What are the types of heritage? Cultural heritage and natural heritage. For example, natural heritage, we have Western Ghats, which has recently been inscribed as World Heritage in a natural category. What are cultural heritage? Cultural heritage are built heritage, inscriptions, manuscripts, objects, paintings, and intangible cultural heritage. Intangible cultural heritage is something like folk songs, dance, some traditions. What is heritage value determination? Can we say everything is heritage which is of the past? No. Something has a significant value. For example, an individual importance at the individual level. A chair of my grandfather, which is a wooden chair, 100 years old chair, it may not be an important to somebody else, but it is important to me. So it's a heritage for me. It's on individual level. A community level, we have a tribal community or a group of community, a particular community. Some events or some objects associated to that community is a heritage to them. A heritage of a state importance. Some kind of structure which is important in Arunachal Pradesh may not be important to a person in Maharashtra. So it's a state important heritage. We have state important heritage which is taken care by state archaeology department of every state. Then we have national importance heritage. For that we have agency called Archaeological Survey of India under Ministry of Culture, which protects and is responsible to maintain the heritage structures of national importance. Then we have a world heritage global importance. So for example, we have in India we have Red Fort, we have Western Ghat and natural heritage, we have Taj Mahal. These are world heritage structures. In India we have around 3,600 plus national important structures, out of which 38 are world heritage site, 30 are under cultural heritage, 7 under natural heritage, and 1 is a mixed heritage which has natural and cultural properties. So this is heritage value determination. Importance of heritage legislation. How does heritage help in building history? Heritage is a reflection of social, cultural, traditional, scientific and technological way of living in a particular time period. Heritage is a rich source of history. Heritage tells us the civilization, it's a legacy of civilization. Once a historic site or an object is destroyed, there is no way to save or to restore it. It is important to locate and save the heritage of historical importance or artistic importance, because once a period of history is destroyed, it's lost forever. So identifying of an individual identity of an individual is molded by his or her culture, history and heritage. Therefore, it is fundamental right of every citizen to enjoy the heritage and paramount duty of to protect, preserve and conserve the heritage. The National Pledge of India does mention about the heritage and that we should be proud of it and strive to conserve it, protect it. So this is there is a slide about national pledge. History of heritage legislation. Before we see what history we have in India, let us see on the global international level. United Nations Education, Scientific and Cultural Organization UNESCO 1946 is one of an important umbrella organization under United Nations organization, along with various other themes under UNESCO. To promote and preserve our heritage is one of the major themes of UNESCO. Then we have International Covenant on Economic, Social and Cultural Rights, which was established in 1966. Article 15 of this covenant recognizes the right of everyone to participate in cultural life. UNESCO World Heritage Convention, which was held in 1972, the main intention of this convention was to establish a World Heritage Committee which will identify world heritage which is in danger both in natural and cultural sector. What are the threats to these heritage and how and to take the counter active measures to rectify those threats. UDHR, Universal Declaration of Human Rights, in 1948, Article 27 states everyone has a right freely to participate in cultural life of the community, to enjoy the art and to share in scientific and advancement and its benefits. Cultural rights are therefore inseparable from the rights of access to participation in and enjoyment of culture. There is International Council of Monuments and Sites. This is again under UNESCO. It's a 1966 establishment. It's a professional body dealing in conservation and protection of cultural heritage places around the world, and there are various scientific committees which deal in it. In India, we have ICOMOS India. Then we have UNESCO cultural conventions. Around 7 conventions have till now taken place, and all are strived as a tool for sustainable development with an integrated approach. History of legislation in India. In India, we see this the understanding of heritage from the British regime. In 1810, the government of Bengal had enacted a Bengal Regulation Act, which specifically dealt in preserving and conserving heritage structures in that particular territory. After that, we have Hyderabad and Mysore Ancient Monument and Heritage Preservation Acts, that was in 1817. Then in 1925 we have Mysore Ancient Monument Preservation Act. The extent of these acts for a particular that particular territory and the state. In 1904, Ancient Monument Preservation Act was enacted. This was particularly to take care of not only public buildings but even private buildings which had heritage importance. The expenditure the government would bear the expenditure, and if a private owner did not take care or did not allow the government to take care of the building, the government had right to acquire those properties under this act. Then in Government of India 1935 Act, there is an entry in the federal list about ancient and historical monuments, archaeological monuments and archaeological sites and remains, which had to be taken care by the state. Then under Constitution of India, Article 49, Directive Principle of State Policy, mentions that the state is obligatory to protect every monument or place or object of artistic and historic importance, to maintain it and from spoliation, disfigurement, destruction, removal, disposal or export as the case may be. Then it's a fundamental right under Article 21 that every citizen has right to enjoy heritage and live heritage. Article 29, protection of interest of minority, group of people and their heritage. Article 51A, the fundamental duties wherein every citizen is bound to value and preserve the rich heritage of our composite culture, to protect and improve the natural environment including forests, lakes and all natural elements. Then we have Treasure Trove Act, Ancient Monuments Archaeological Sites Remain Act. The Ancient Monument Archaeological Sites Remain Rules, which are procedural rules. Antiquities and Art Treasure Act of 1972, specifically for to curb the smuggling and antiquity trafficking. There are different acts in different states, state laws. The cities like say Bombay, there is a heritage committee. Delhi has a heritage committee which look after the heritage structures. The landmark judgments, we can see in Supreme Court, one of the recent landmark judgment is Hampi World Heritage Site, wherein a small island around in Tungrabhadra river, around this island there are hotels, guest house and restaurants which have illegally established. So the Supreme Court held that they need to be demolished and upheld the order passed by the Hampi World Heritage Management Authority to demolish these unauthorized structures. Then we have about Taj Mahal case, we have illegal mining where in Orissa Mining Corporation case, the Supreme Court recognized the customary and cultural rights of indigenous people living in Kalahandi and Raigada districts of Orissa. There is a landmark judgment of Telangana High Court wherein the Eru Manzil was saved from being getting destroyed. Way forward, we need to create awareness about heritage importance and why it should be protected and conserved. Impart lessons from school itself. We owe the heritage to our ancestors, at the same time our duty to pass to the next generation in good condition. It is not only important to have heritage legislation in place, but equally important to implement and execute the enactments religiously.